This really happened. Okay. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lotus Asakura, the one who never knows best, and today I'm making a video that I didn't think I would ever be making. If you look beneath me right now, you'll see that there's a timer. There's this little sub goal. So how do I was doing a subathon on Twitch. You guys know I stream very regularly on Twitch, and I have an incredible community who is very, very supportive. So supportive, in fact, that I can't believe I'm really making this video right now. Without rambling too much here in the intro, I set up a sub goal on my stream that if we hit a certain number, I would buy and read every single volume of One Piece. And well, my Twitch chat hit that goal. The subathon is still going on as I'm recording this, which is why this timer is still here. We still have almost 12 hours left. Lotus D. Asakura, don't worry about that right now, okay? Don't worry about what that means. We just going to my left here. I have the first box set of the One Piece manga. We have East Blue and Baroque Works, volumes 1 through 23. This showed up earlier this morning. I placed the order last night, shout out Amazon. And yeah, however, as you know, One Piece it's a lot longer than 23 volumes. So in the second shipment that I received from Amazon that I just got mere moments ago, we have this box right here. So let's go ahead and open it up, shall we? So my Twitch chat is laughing it up right now because I'm still live, obviously, as I'm recording this for you guys. I don't know what type of video this is gonna end up being or how I'm doing this exactly, but yeah, I just figured I would record myself opening this up. All right, so in this ginormous box, we have One Piece box set 2, Skypiea and Water 7, volumes 24 through 46. We also have One Piece box set 3, volumes 47 through 70. Includes the One Piece X Toriko crossover. And this has Thriller Bark and New World. And we also have the fourth, and as of now, final box set for One Piece, Dressrosa to Reverie, volumes 71 through 90. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's not all of One Piece. What about the singles? So I bought all of these off of Amazon. These are the 4 box sets that currently exist for One Piece. One Piece is currently on volume 105, 106 in English. So I bought the extra 15 or 16 single volumes that I needed off the Crunchyroll store. So those will be here at a later date, but I did buy the entire series. So, as promised, I purchased every volume, and I will soon begin my journey of reading every single volume of One Piece. And I'm sure for a lot of you guys, this is exciting news. Oh my God, Lotus, it's so peak. Oh, he's my GOAT. It's finally on peak. Oh my God, you're reading One Piece. You're gonna love it, bro. Just wait, bro. Oh my God, bro, it's so peak, bro. I can't wait. Yeah, this really happened. This is really happening. I'm really doing this. I really just bought 106 volumes of One Piece. So again, I don't really know how I'm structuring this video. I don't know if this recording right here is going to be a video by itself, if I'll do one big manga haul because I got some other stuff that I picked up, if I'm going to wait for these other volumes to get in. But yeah, I'm sure you guys are going to have some questions. Are you going to do reviews? Will you be talking about it on stream, on Twitter, on YouTube? I don't know. Maybe I'll do reviews arc by arc. Maybe it'll just be something I talk about on stream or make tweets about. Maybe I'll do like one big video talking about how I read every volume of One Piece. But yeah, The One Piece fans won. The One Piece fans won. So here we are the next day, and my subathon has finally come to a conclusion. It was a major success. It was beyond what I could have ever reasonably expected it to be. I'm extremely grateful. I had a lot of fun. And now it's time to begin this journey, and I'm recording this little segment right here because I'm gonna go ahead and crack these open and take off this plastic wrap so that I can start reading. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm structuring this video and if this is separate or if this is gonna be combined into a bigger manga haul or what. Yeah, I wanted to crack these open, so I figured I'd get it on camera and talk to you guys a little bit. So obviously this isn't every single volume of One Piece because I'm missing several of the single volumes. I'd like to think that they will be here within a week or so. Here we go. East Blue and Baroque Works box set, volumes 1 through 23. Let's crack this open and take a look, shall we? Very colorful. One Piece volumes are very, very colorful. And these are of all the new print with like the new logos for Shonen Jump and Viz and everything. Volume 1, East Blue. Any of you guys out there, by the way, happen to own like some of the OG copies of One Piece that have like the gold print for the logo? I've seen some of those back in the day. I used to actually own Volume 1 of One Piece a long time ago. I gave it away at some point because I wasn't a One Piece fan. Little did I know it would end back up in my collection one day, and not only back in my collection, but 100-fold, quite literally. So yeah, here we have East Blue, which is 1 through 11, then 12 through 23 is Baroque Works. So I actually read One Piece a little bit once before. I tried to get into it before, and I left off somewhere around chapter 100, somewhere around when they get to the Grand Line. So I'm looking at these spines. I think I had met Usopp already, but I didn't meet Ace, and I see Ace on the spine of volume 18. So I read probably, this goes up to chapter 99. So I probably read maybe 12, 13, or 14 volumes of One Piece before. Yeah, this is crazy because I'm going to have to buy a brand new shelf just for One Piece. This series is going to take up an entire shelf by itself in my collection. And what's even crazier is that because my collection is organized alphabetically, this is going to have to go directly next to Naruto, which is obviously my favorite of the big three and the series I grew up with and was part of my childhood and everything. But yeah, there we have the first box. Let's go ahead and crack open the next one. I don't know how loud it is on the mic, but that plastic wrap is actually very loud. This is probably the nicest looking box out of all of them just because of the color and like the wood look, making it look like a treasure box, whatever. Although artwork wise, I think I might like the fourth one the most, even though I'm not the biggest fan of any of them. But you know what, for my sake, I'm really hoping that this becomes one of my favorite series, or at least a series that I really enjoy and appreciate. Because if I'm gonna read 106 volumes, yeah. But anyway, here we have the next box set, Skypiea Water 7. These spines, the logo is different. These are different colors, right? So it looks like, yeah, it looks like the logo changes with every arc. I mean, the font is the same, but the color and everything changes with every arc. I would never say that I know a lot about One Piece, but I definitely know way more than I probably should for somebody who has never, or who doesn't like read or watch the series, just because you see it on Twitter and like there are some YouTubers who I do like that cover the series. I'm actually quite a fan of Technique 101's content. Homies with Brago Diaz, aka BDA Law. And this is One Piece Strong World. What is this, like a one-shot? We travel back to before the great era of piracy. Prologue to this grand epic, the roots of a legend that true pirates spun themselves, starts here. Chapter 0, Strong World. So this is the isn't there a movie called One Piece Strong World? I thought these box sets also come with like these little posters in them that I didn't look at the poster in the first one, but well, I think this is the Strong World artwork that was just in that little booklet. That's cool. This will probably just stay in the box set. I normally just leave those in the box, honestly. This actually, weirdly enough, I just noticed also has volume 46, which is the first volume of Thriller Bark. But technically this is Skypiea, Water 7, and Thriller Bark, because Thriller Bark starts here. You know, I've never really sat down and looked at all the spines and covers for One Piece, and there certainly is a lot of them. One thing I will give One Piece is that it's very, very colorful when it comes to its spines and covers and everything. Makes it a lot more interesting and unique compared to a lot of ones that are pretty plain these days. Also, it's pretty cool that they actually have the names of the arcs on the spines. I feel like that's something they didn't used to do way back in the day on the old volumes. Correct me if I'm wrong, I really don't remember, but I think it's a decent little touch. Alright, next up, box set 3, volumes 47 through 70, which is Thriller Bark and New World. Now, I'm actually curious to see, does this one have the first volume of what would it be? Dressrosa, I think is the next arc. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this one open. And you have Thriller Bark, Sabaody, Impelled Down. Okay, so there's actually way more arcs here. Oh, it's Thriller Bark 2 New World. I thought it was Thriller Bark and New World. No, there are several arcs in here. So Thriller Bark, Sabaody, Impelled Down, Paramount War, and then New World. Oh, okay. Again, just lots and lots of color as soon as you open this thing up. I've heard a lot of things about Impelled Down. It's definitely an arc I've heard a lot about. Sabaody as well. Obviously it's been a while since those arcs are so old, but y'all know that that like fresh book smell you get when you're walking down like the aisle at like a Books A Million or a Barnes and Noble, or like you ever get like some fresh manga in the mail and you flip through the pages and you get like that paper smell. Yeah, I'm getting blasted in the face with that as I open up these box sets, which I'm not mad at that. I kind of like that smell, honestly. And also I see volume 69 here is pretty thick. Nice. But no, volume 69 is actually legitimately, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. This cover kind of decent. I mean, it's a couple of ugly faces on here because of course Oda's style is like that, but I have no context for what the hell is going on here. But this cover kind of, I ain't even gonna hold you. This one, honestly, one of the best One Piece covers I have personally seen. And now I'm curious as to which cover I think will be my favorite once I look through all of these. And if you guys have a favorite One Piece cover, let me know in the comments down below which one is your favorite. But I like the colors on this one a lot. I think the poses and everything is pretty decent. I'm saying it's solid. I ain't gonna cap. It is funny that 69 is so much thicker than all the other ones. Like if I take out volume 47 real quick and just compare it's based on even like spine size, you can see probably a pretty noticeable difference in the thickness of these volumes. You know what else is crazy about all this? I'm not gonna like rush through it just for the sake of like getting through it, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna read it at the same pace that I would read any other series, right? So it might take me, I don't know, who knows how long it's actually gonna take me to read all this, right? 106 volumes is a lot, but let's just say it takes me several months to do, right? That in comparison to people who've been keeping up with the series for like literal years. I mean, One Piece has been going on for what, since somewhere in the 90s. This series has been going on for over 20 years now. So, I mean, consuming 20 plus years of content in a few months is going to be insane either way. And I wonder how much different my perspective will be on certain arcs, characters, story elements, things like that, as somebody who will be binge reading it in such a dramatic and drastic way compared to people who have been keeping up with the series over time. Because that's something I noticed a lot with like My Hero Academia and a couple other series as well. But you know, people would have opinions of certain arcs or whatever and just feel like it dragged on or was too slow or was a waste of time or blah blah blah. And I wouldn't really feel the same way because, you know, I wasn't sitting there reading it one chapter every week. I binge read the entire arc in one sitting, and you could do that in like an hour. Maybe an hour is over or like underestimating how long it actually takes. But I mean, if you're like speed reading through some shit, you could, I guess. But in a couple hours, you could get through like, you know, a few volumes or an entire arc if it's a short arc or whatever. The one that comes to mind is the festival in My Hero, which I actually liked a lot. We have the final box set, Dressrosa to Reverie, volume 71 through 90. This red is even nicer with the plastic off. This is, and here we have 71 through 90, which is the New World and Wano. So it's Dressrosa Reverie. So I guess some of these arcs, they're like sub arcs. So like New World is like the big overarching like entirety of it, but like Dressrosa and Reverie are like the sub arc within the major arc. You know what I'm saying? At least that's how I interpret this. And then the first volume of Wano, which from my understanding, Wano is like one of the best arcs and where stuff gets really, really good, both in the manga and the anime. Not that it takes until that point, but I've just heard that like things like really got popping in Wano, and especially in the anime, because I think the anime wasn't so great prior to that because of like the pacing and the animation and all these other things. Like things really stepped up at that point. But that's what I've heard. I don't know for sure. Also, I just realized it says Wano up here on the volume above the logo. I like the color on this one a lot. Does it say the arc names and stuff on these other volumes as well? Let me just grab, I don't know, volume 78. Yeah, it does. It says New World here above the logo. Okay. Also, there's like way more room in this box compared to the other boxes. The other boxes felt like a lot more cramped, but there's a decent amount of like wiggle room in here for the volumes compared to the other ones. You can see that there's like I said, like a lot of wiggle room in there. But yeah, I just wanted to get me opening these up for the first time on camera before I jump in and plunge into this journey. So yeah, I'm not sure if, like I said, this is a separate video. But I think what I'll do, I want to do a manga haul video, but I might as well wait for the other single volumes to come through before I showcase everything else. There's a sneak peek behind me that you guys might have been seeing in the background. Yeah, I'm sure you can tell what that is. But there's some other manga and some other Lucy's as well that I have that I'll talk about in a video soon, showcasing all the new additions. It'll actually be my biggest manga haul ever, funnily enough. Because when you buy the entirety of a series like this, on top of some other stuff that I have, yeah, it's going to be probably 2 or 3 times the size of the biggest manga haul I've ever done. I've had some 40, 50 manga hauls, 40 to 50 volume manga hauls before, but nothing like this. This is insane. Here we go. In this box, we have the rest of One Piece. It finally made it here a few days later. These are all of the single volumes that I purchased off of Crunchyroll in all their glory. So let's go ahead and start getting these out of here. Looks like they're all mixed up, so let me go ahead and sort these in proper order. There you have it, volumes 91 through 106. I'm now the owner of 106 volumes of One Piece, which I never thought I would be saying. If you're a keen-eyed individual, you'll notice that volume 95, almost dropped it. Volume 95 is actually missing from the stack. It was sold out everywhere. I found it on a third-party seller on Amazon. Excuse me, I've been losing my voice. So it's on the way, but it hasn't gotten here yet. But I just wanted to get this video made and put it up for you guys. But I did, as the title say, buy every volume of One Piece. I've already started reading. Last night I finished volume 1 and I'm almost finished with volume 2. And I guess I just go ahead and just show you guys. I could just show you, wow, okay, Nami. I could just show you guys these volumes and talk a little bit about my thoughts so far about One Piece. And you guys let me know if you want to see or hear me do like update videos or like review them arc by arc or whatever as I read through this series. But while I was reading volume 1, I got to thinking, you know, I've never hated One Piece, contrary to popular belief. I just didn't like it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just wasn't really for me. I just thought it was, you know, it was just okay. Like, it just wasn't really for me. I didn't really like the artwork that much. I didn't really like, you know, the aesthetic. I'm not really into pirates and stuff like that. It just wasn't really for me. But because One Piece fans can oftentimes be so passionate and rabid, it developed kind of like this beef. Have I actually been showing these to the camera? I don't know. My fault. That was what I was supposed to be doing. Yeah, anyway, so I read volume 1 And it has a certain charm to it, and not in the terms of like, oh, like a certain One Piece specific charm, but One Piece is a series that started in 1997, and a lot of my favorite series are from the 90s. And so there's something nostalgic about it, even though I didn't grow up reading One Piece, because there's just a certain kind of like feel to it, or a certain look to it that just feels kind of vintage and like old school. And that's something that I can't appreciate. And that's probably the best praise I have for One Piece based off the first volume, is that it just feels familiar. I think part of that has to do with the fact that it's also very clearly hand drawn. As I'm sure you guys are all aware, most manga is drawn digitally these days, like on computers and tablets and everything like that. And I'm sure there are some series out there that are hand drawn, or some mangaka who still like draw everything like by hand traditionally with like pen and paper. But that's not really the norm anymore, but that was the norm in the 90s when this series started. And there's a very clear distinction to me between that hand drawn look and that digital look. And I don't really know what it is, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but like I can tell the difference between old Naruto and new Naruto, old Bleach and new Bleach, old One Piece and new One Piece. You know what I mean? A lot of these series, and it's not to say the digital stuff looks bad, but I did like the older feel and look of the hand-drawn stuff. And like, it may not be a huge difference to you guys, but it's just something that I can definitely feel and sense. And yeah, with the older One Piece, there was like the art was a lot cleaner than what I feel like it is now. Like, I'm randomly flipping open a page, but I feel like at times current One Piece can look a little like cluttered and cramped with what's going on in the pages. And I didn't feel that way at all with the first one. Yeah, like as I'm flipping open here, and like I have no context for anything here, so I don't, I'm saying, but like there's just so much going on. And the first volume doesn't feel like that at all, you know? And I appreciate that, because that is one of my biggest criticisms of One Piece, is that I'm not a big fan of how it looks or how it's drawn. And I have the utmost respect in the world for Eiichiro Oda. I mean, his influence, his popularity, like his impact on the industry cannot be understated. You know what I mean? Like I respect him as a creator and as a mangaka. You know, I'm just wasn't the biggest fan of his story, but maybe that's all about to change. Maybe by the end of this, I mean, I almost hope that by the end of this, I actually really enjoy it, because if I'm gonna read this much, you'd hope I like it, right? I feel like I might be repeating myself. These recordings have been some days apart. Yeah, volume 100. Wow, man. But yeah, it was okay. The first volume, you know, I didn't really have any complaints. It was paced really well. That introduction, that first chapter was pretty well done, I would say. It didn't really feel how some series can, where you have like that first chapter and it's just overloading you with all this information and all this lore, and just trying to introduce the entire world and power system and everything to you. And you know, it was actually done pretty well, I would say. And then obviously I met Zoro and Nami, and you know, now I'm in volume 2, and we're about to find out Nami's backstory, which I know about. You know, I know about Arlong Park, and you know, her tattoo and her family and whatnot. So there's a decent amount that like I know or remember about the story, but there's a lot that I'll be learning and seeing for the first time. And I guess this is the first one where we see Gear 5, because I see Gear 5 Luffy here on the front of this one. Yeah, I'm really gonna have a whole shelf dedicated to One Piece. Oh, here's the iconic pose. You know what I'm saying? This is one. I'm sure this volume in particular, the sales I know went crazy for this, just for that. I already know the sales for that volume must have gone crazy. Then we have volume 105. It's interesting to see Buggy on the cover of this as well. I know that Buggy is a character that like, he's in the current arc that like I'm reading, right? And that's what's going on right now, is the Nami and Buggy stuff. But I know that like he goes away for a little bit and then he comes back, and I think he gets a lot stronger and stuff, and he plays a much bigger role or whatever moving forward, which is interesting. But yeah. And then we have volume 106, Egghead. This series is OD long, bro. But you know what? For all the criticism I'll give One Piece of the things I dislike about it, it being super long has never been one of my issues. I don't really have a problem with that. One of my favorite series of all time is Naruto. Naruto's 72 volumes, which is a lot. It isn't 100, but it's a lot, you know what I'm saying? And I never had an issue with its length. The only issue I had with Naruto at its end wasn't that it was still going, it's that like the 4th grade ninja war was bad. and really just the Kaguya stuff. The war was fine until Kaguya came along and kind of like ruined everything. And I guess Naruto being the child of prophecy. This isn't really about Naruto, but regardless, like One Piece being super long has never been something I had an issue with. Yeah, this is crazy. But here you can see I'm using a Supreme sticker as my bookmark right now. I'm not as far as I thought it was. I'm about what do we want to call this? Like, it's a little more than halfway. I'll say like 3/5. I'll say like 3/5 of the way through this volume. So right now I am in the middle of the chapter where Luffy just broke free of the cage, and the guard dog, his owner's shop, just got burned down by Moji, I think. Yeah, that was the last thing I read. Luffy just punched the hell out of him. So that's where I'm at right now, in the middle, or a little past the middle of volume 2. And yeah, man, I mean, I will be continuing my One Piece journey and reading every single volume now that I am the proud owner of 106 volumes of One Piece. I guess technically 105 right now because volume 95 is not here yet, but regardless, we did it. You guys did it. I'm doing it. Every single volume of One Piece. Let me know what type of content I should make covering my journey with reading this series. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit this video with a like if you enjoy it. Subscribe if you haven't already so you can stay tuned for all the awesome content that I'm going to bring you. And with all that being said, that's pretty much all I have for today. And remember, nothing can happen until you swing the bat. Later.